Chuy Montana. So for those that haven't seen, I'm going to show you the video of him getting signed by Fuerza Regida on the side of the road in Tijuana, Mexico. I guess there's a road over there. I've never been through there. I guess there's a road after you get through the checkpoints and come into the country of Mexico. There's a road where people sell things and people play music. And evidently JOP from Fuerza Regida, that day he went to that border and he went along the side of the road and he sang to cars and took donations and gave the money away for a song. And he was singing songs to cars like that. And then while he was rolling down that strip, he ran into Chuy Montana. He told Chuy Montana to sing him a song. And Chuy dropped something to me that I personally thought was amazing. He did a song that I thought was great. I've been in the music business a long time. I've worked with a lot of talented people. I believe I know what talent looks like. I believe I could see somebody in the room that's the go-getter. I believe I could pinpoint the guy that is worth his weight in gold through his creativity and his work ethic and all of those things combined. And all of those things happened to come across when this guy did this little 60 seconds of singing on the side of the road to JOP. And the things he said are important. So roll with me. I'm going to break this little video down. It's a 1.5-minute video, but there's a lot of things in it that I want to break down. There he is right there. This is Chuy Montana. This is a 19-year-old kid. So if you guys got kids out there, just think of your child. Imagine you had a child that was extra smart, brilliant at what he did, a wordsmith. It's not an easy thing to do. If you got a 19-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid, just think about your kid being brilliant and not being recognized for his brilliance yet and still putting his head down and getting to work every day, right? So boom, that's Chuy Montana. Happy to see JOP from Fuerza Regida. Alright, he got his little guitar homie with him. Look, excited. Got the lights in his eyes to see him. He's looking at a guy that could change his life. These moments happen. Not all of them are as glorious as this one is. This is the equivalent of J. Cole sitting around waiting for Jay-Z to show up and give him his tape, but that didn't come out that well for J. Cole that day. Jay-Z said, I don't want that shit, give it to them. Gave it to somebody in the back, and that was it. Time came later when he got his deal, it was different. So sometimes these moments don't go as good as you think. He's meeting one of his heroes, somebody that he aspires to be like, as far as success, as far as making music. And here he is.
¿Qué rollo? ¿Quién compone o qué? Yo, viejo, ahí la hacemos la...
All right, he just asked him, who writes? He said, me.
¿Quién compone o qué? Yo, viejo, ahí la hacemos la lucha más o menos.
He said, who does the writing? He said, me, bro. He said, we're in the struggle together. Him and his homeboy over there. You know, we struggle, we do this together. He's like, you ready for a song? Boom, you're gonna give him a song.
¿Quién compone o qué? Yo, viejo, ahí la hacemos la lucha más o menos. Pues, échate una. Ahí la vamos a correr, soporte de Scarface, viejo, cállese. Correte de Scarface, me voy para LA, haciendo billetes por todo USA. Parezco Tony Montana, por el brillo y las cubanas.
All right, the first time I heard that, I said, this kid's special. It's edgy. It has American things in it. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about Scarface. Porte de Scarface. He said he looks like Tony Montana because he's going to have Cuban chicks around him in the shine. I thought it was brilliant. I thought the kid was smart. So everything about this performance was great.
Correte de Scarface, me voy para LA, haciendo billetes por todo USA. Parezco Tony Montana, por el brillo y las cubanas.
This is important. He asked him, did you write that? He said, yes. To me, this is important. Why? Because I listen to everything. I pay attention.
¿Y tiene más o no? Como 1800, viejo.
He asked him, who wrote that? He said, I wrote it. He said, you got more? He said, I have over 1,800. No, PR Black, not 800. 1,800. Okay? 1,800.
¿Y tiene más o no? Como 1800, viejo. Gracias a Dios. ¿Lo firmamos o qué?
1,800, right? But that ain't the important part for me. The important part for me is what he said right after that. He said, gracias a Dios. He said, over 1,800. Thank God. Now, I ain't Mr. Religion, no. But the fact that he asked him, How many you got? He said 1,800. He said, thank God.
¿Y tiene más o no? Como 1,800, viejo. Gracias a Dios. ¿Lo firmamos?
Gracias a Dios. And JLP said, should we sign him right now?
¿Cómo qué? ¿Se anima a firmar la empresa o qué? No, pues jálese de guay. A ver, vamos papel.
He was ready. He was ready to be signed. Chucky Chingon, you peep that shit? Gracias a Dios. Dope. Like, to me, that said a lot about that kid. To me, that let me know that kid's solace is in those songs. Everything inside that kid is in that music, them 1,800 songs. That kid was grateful for his gift. And that was important to see in that moment right there. Just the tiniest thing, dog. If you catch the tiniest things like that, you know what I'm saying? The shorty said, I can see grace in this kid and how he's grateful for his position.
¿Se anima a firmar la empresa o qué? No, pues jálese de guay. A ver, vamos papel, güey.
He was ready, boy.
Una pluma o algo.
Oh, signed the bad contract. Blank piece of paper.
Mira, aquí voy a firmar yo, güey. Viejo, qué perro, la neta que gusta. Mira. SM. Usted fírmala aquí nomás. Dale, pa. Aquí, mira.
And he told him, take your ass.
Le va a tirar un mensaje. Ya está firmada la empresa. Ahí la va a mandar a una ferecía. Ya váyase para la casa, ya no. Ánimo. Con cuidado. That fool gets down, fool. A ver qué pasa.
Changed his life. So let me show you something dope. Mind you, I'm the kind of guy that I always like the song in its rawest form better. To me, there's just something different about that. In this case, I'm indifferent. This is just as good as what I heard him do there. You know what I'm saying? Check this out. The man got his video, his idea, the thing that he thought about in his room came to fruition in his life. And it was a good look. And he has a bunch of other songs or whatever. And from my understanding, his songs went up from 1,800 to about 2,500 songs, okay? In the time that he's been on Fuerza Regida. Listen, there's guys like that are just machines. But it came to fruition for him, right? And he got his little braces in and he's living his life, right? Gotta smoke some. So then we're on a live one day. I don't know nothing about this kid. And somebody comes in the chat. I don't remember who it was. And this is exactly what they said. They said, CJNG just killed a Mexican artist in Tijuana. As a matter of fact, I have the clip. I'm going to put it out as a short. And again, they put it on the boogeyman. They put it on the cartel. That was the first comment we heard. So that means whoever that was, I don't remember who it was. It was somebody that we talked with. It was one of the usual suspects. And it made me think, well, the first rumor that came out was that. That's the first thing people running with, right? Because I know how this works. I know how this rumor mill shit works. I chalked that up to that, and then somebody else came and said, was it a Fuerza Regida? And I was like, well, that would suck, because I just started checking them dudes out. That'd be horrible, right? So then I find out the story. I find out it's this kid. He's 19 years old. The news keeps saying that he's 25 and rich, when we just seen him get signed a year ago, right? For those that understand the music business, it takes a long time before you break even. Takes a long time before you're in the green, in the black. It takes a long time before you getting money. All they do is loan you money at crazy rates, and you got to do album after album to get it back. See, these type of corridos that they do, they're not just regular songs. These are songs that are dedicated to gangster stories and gangsters. You know what I'm saying? So they create tension in different places depending what you're alluding to in the music. These young dudes are bringing back that style. These guys are talking this street shit. It's basically rap. You hear them singing these songs. These are basically Mexico's rap culture. But it don't necessarily have to be about anything like that. This guy's just talking about the life. And he's talking about how he want to be like Chuy Montana. This is a 19-year-old kid. So I look into it. I find that video of him getting signed on the side of the road. PR Black says, so if a singer makes a corrido, they can be singing their own death certificate. Absolutely, and they have. That's why they don't want Peso Pluma in Mexico. That's why they put up those signs on the thing. If you know about that, Peso Pluma, I couldn't tell you what the man's voice sounded like. I just know his name and his haircut. But they didn't want him in Mexico because he's a big Chapo guy and he does tributes to Chapo and shit, and they don't want him over there. So the first thing we heard when it came to Chuy Montana was that it was CJNG. We heard that here in the chat, right? So that just lets me know that rumor was in other places. It wasn't just exclusive to our chat, right? And then I kept hearing, the cartel. Nobody was specifying which one after that. And I was like, but what did he do? What did he say? And then his sister was like, nope, that he had nothing to do with no cartels. And she went on the news. And this is where I think she messed up. And family members, sometimes they don't know what they're talking about and they start speaking. Before his body was cold, his sister was on the news showing his bedroom to a reporter, showing his clothes laid out on the bed. It was weird. Like they turned it into a little museum type of shit. Or they treated it like a little museum type of shit. And she started saying, you know, she did this in order to dispel the rumor that he was a well-off kid, right? Why did she want to dispel that rumor? Because I'm sure they have money situations that need to be taken care of. She said that, and by the way, you know, he lived humbly. This is his little concrete room. These are his clothes. He was a humble kid, which I believe. And she said, and Fuerza Regida only gave him this much money every 2 weeks, and this and this and that, and this, that, the other. Guess what? Ain't no money, ain't no per diems, ain't no weekly payments when it comes to a label. Take this advance. Do what you can with it, if you can with it. Who knows if what he did, you know, what he was going to do, right? But to me, it just felt like she was talking about things that she didn't know, right? She started talking about his 2,500 songs. Now, from that conversation, what people took with them was, Fuerza Regida had him murdered. They had him killed. They had him killed. They're going to steal his 25 songs. Where are his 25 songs? It's like, it doesn't work like that. Wherever this song is being sold, there's a money line from there to the final product. You have to know these things before you speak. So I feel like her saying that they gave him little money and her saying that they could have treated him better is what threw the rumor out there, which became a real rumor because it was all over YouTube of people putting the blame on Fuerza Regida, which is another dangerous game to play. People just running with what they think they know because they think they got a comprehension of life and they just run with something. So now they run with that story. They're stealing his songs, bro. I heard it from everybody. I would ask people, just like I asked the chat, y'all know Chuy Montana? Yeah, that's the guy, Fuerza Regida, stealing his songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Okay. I ain't seen no proof of that, right? They paid for his funeral, paid for all of that. They were his friends. JLP keeps saying it. That was my compi. I love that dude. That was my friend, right? They spent a year together. He got his stuff done. He's doing his thing. Instantly, the internet started putting it on Fuerza Regida, and I was like, but what really happened? Blaming people is not right. Why? Because what happens if somebody gets smoked over something that you said? Again, I have a playlist called The Tragic Death of Zach TV1. Zach TV1 was killed. And then a bunch of people on the internet that didn't know these people went and started just saying whatever they want frivolously. They went around saying these things and other people died over it. So I take that shit seriously. You can't just make bold statements and pretend that you know what you're talking about. All right. So putting it on Fuerza Regida without any proof, to me is just, irresponsible. So then you would listen to the district attorney, some lady. She'd we don't got no information. And then people were saying, he went to a party and there was a hotel suite. And supposedly they were his friends. Supposedly he got snatched up, him and his homie. And supposedly he made a run for it, which is where they shot him in the street and left him. And then the next day they found his friend, which was driving him that day. They found him somewhere else. So they found a whip and him. So I'm thinking there was 2 whips. They were in that one. He pulled his move. They smoked him. Threw the other dude in the other car, and they all bonked out, right? Bet. People were looking for a reason. Were they trying to hold him for money? Was it a ransom situation? Was it a hate situation? Was it a cartel situation? And people kept blaming the music. They make those songs. They make those kind of songs. Then they came out and they said, this is what was strange to me. This is what sounds like some Mexican media bullshit to me. So much time people were concentrating on the cartel, Fuerza Regida, and the type of music that they make. All this gangster content, right? Quote unquote gangster content. But then they got on and they said, the dispute was because he played too many romantic songs at this party he was playing at. And they wanted him to stop playing romantic songs and things got violent. Put that aside. Let's put that aside for a second. The romantic songs. Things got violent. They snatched him up. I think it was Albert earlier. They said they was trying to string him up for money, but I don't think they was ever going to let him go anyway, right? Evidently who he was there with, he knew. So you could say, man, his friends did him dirty. Somebody did him dirty. Take a look at that. Pay attention to that. A $10,000 ransom. It's a dude outside who'll smoke you for $100. Any of your cities. There's a dude out there that desperate. This kid was special. The people that weren't special couldn't look at him and understand that or comprehend that. All they saw was they wanted what he had on the outside. Didn't matter what he was on the inside. He was nobody to them on the inside. On the outside, he had whatever chain he had, whatever watch he had, whatever money he had in his pocket, whatever they could leverage somebody else for. This is humans. Friend or foe. If they were his friends, it's extra filthy because that kid was special. He was a special kid. He had a long life of musical accomplishment ahead of him. Facts. 100%. If he didn't let drugs or the game bring him down, he would have had that. But he didn't. Now, the part where they say, oh, it was over romantic music, that sounds like bullshit to me. That sounds like public relations. That sounds like them trying to take the attention off of the gangster music. That sounds like somebody telling them, listen, we need a better reason than that to tell the people. And they didn't think of one because that doesn't make sense to me. Again, somebody could come later and change my mind with new information, right? Somebody could come later and say, yeah, bro, but this is the context of what happened. See, they just said that he was playing romantic songs, right? But what if there was a girl there that was specific to the shot caller that called the party, and then they felt like he was singing to her, and he felt disrespected, and he saw him eyeing her on his way to the bathroom, and now that one line of he played too many romantic songs, now that makes better sense, right? That's perspective. Albert Flores says it was jealousy. They said it was someone who was jealous of his rise. One of his compas, he should have put a bag on dude first because that's dirty. One of his compas from the label said the same thing. It was jealousy. Chinito Pacas, okay. Jealousy. That makes sense. How the people said it on the news made no sense to me. It made no sense to me. Oh, he played too many romantic songs. Jealousy makes sense. Him eyeballing somebody's chick while he's singing a song a little too long. That makes sense. But a bunch of tough guys and, but you play too many romantic songs, man. And then you going to tie them up and smoke them? Nah. Way more sinister shit going on than that. But that's how they'll sell it to you. I just think the irony of the situation is not to be lost. Listen, I dealt with jealousy. I dealt with hatred. I dealt with backbiting, stealing, all of that. Every dirty thing that somebody that you allow to open your refrigerator can do to you, dog. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't change. The people don't change. It's out there. So the reason I tell that story is that special people that other people can't understand, they do them dirty like they did this kid. This kid was going to be something big. And them dudes that did him dirty, they'll be nothing. They will never, there's nothing in life that they can do that'll even match what he did while he was alive and signed in 1 year, period. And it's a shame because I was looking forward to hearing some more of that music. So rest in peace, Chuy Montana. Salutes to him. I also want to play the beginning of that record for you. Just the beginning. We can't play much. Right before he passed away, he did a song came out called Perdón Mamá. It's a 2-minute song. And he's basically apologizing to his mother. And he's basically telling her about how his body be left in the street.
Perdón mamá, no fui lo que quisiste. Yo sé que ahorita tú te encuentras triste.
Sorry mom, I wasn't what you wanted. I know that right now you feel sad.
Mi cuerpo ahí estaba tirado.
My body was just laying there. And he said tirado, just laying there, thrown. So he said his body was tirado, was thrown there. Now that's just that word is used that way. That word can be used for lying, lying on the ground, all of that shit. But just the way it rings off now is crazy,
Perdón mamá, no fui lo que quisiste. Yo sé que ahorita tú te encuentras triste. Mi cuerpo ahí estaba tirado, el charco rojo empapado. Me dejé llevar por la vida loca.
He said, I let myself be carried away by this crazy life.
Feria, mujeres y el leo de las bolsas.
Money, women, Louis Vuitton bags.
Recuerdo quedan en los antros con mis panas ahí celebrando. Y no me digan que esta vida es para vivir mejor. Si así termina, prefiero que no.
So before I get flagged, I'm gonna drop this in the chat for y'all to enjoy it on your own time. Music is for everybody, every race, color, creed. If you enjoy it, it is what it is. So that's the story of Chuy Montana, man. It's a sad story. I'm gonna bump the video where he got signed just one last time, just to see him in his truest form, because this was his truest form right here.
¿A quién compone o qué? Yo, viejo, ahí la hacemos la lucha más o menos. Pues, échate uno. Ahí la vamos a corridazo, porte de Scarface, viejo. Porte de Scarface, me voy para LA, haciendo billetes por todo USA. Parezco Tony Montana, por el brillo y las cubanas.
Buddy was something different.
¿Un puto qué?
But salute to Chuy Montana, man. Rest in peace, bro. It's a sad story. It's nothing new. I've been watching geniuses get buried for many, many years now. It's a sad story.